What's your initial reaction?
They're jarring, but they're probably not entirely surprising. I mean, the reality is Barcelona's financial situation is dire. It's not only because of the pandemic that they find themselves in this situation. They made poor decisions with wages and signings. And, you know, the easiest way to get out, there's only two ways to get out of these situations, right? You either increase revenues, which is really difficult to do during a pandemic, or you cut costs, which means you sell players and get rid of them. And Lionel Messi makes more money than anybody else at the club by far. So I think that's what he means. I don't think he's necessarily being serious. He's using it to tell us just how horrendous the situation is.
Jules, as a Barcelona fan, I think the last thing you want to hear is anybody at the club talk about Messi leaving, either in the future or in the past. But it's kind of hard to argue the logic here. If they would have sold him over the summer, they would have gotten an incredible haul. Now, if he walks this summer, I mean, for their biggest asset, they'll get nothing. There's some validity to what he's saying here, isn't there? Have they missed that opportunity?
Oh, yeah, completely. I think he was being honest, and you could always argue that a president, even if he's just a caretaker president or interim president, should maybe not be honest and should have said, but Messi is Barcelona, Barcelona is Messi, we want to keep him forever, blah, 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 all of that. I think he was honest. Of course, it made more sense financially to let him go. Last summer, you could have had maybe, let's say, 150 million euros, maybe 200 million euros, plus you save all the huge wages, as Gab just mentioned, on Messi, and you can reinvest that money and do it cleverly this time, not like before when Neymar left and you spend crazy money on players who were not worth it. So, of course, I think it makes a lot of sense. But you're right, if you're a fan, that's not what you want to hear, because you know how likely it is that Messi could walk out in the summer, and that has brought it even closer.
Jules, you mentioned Neymar, of course, after the match against Manchester United. He comes out and says not only does he want to play with Messi again, but he wants to do it next year. 12 months ago, this would have been a conversation about Neymar returning to Barcelona. Is it for real, though, that Messi could end up at PSG?
I think it's more for real than Neymar obviously going back to Barcelona to play with Messi there. I think right now, the only club, I guess technically, where it can happen, where both of them can be together, is in Paris. And I think Neymar, let's not forget what the question was. The question was, do you want Messi to come to Paris, to play with you in Paris? That was the original question. He answered, yes, I want to play with him again, and next season would be great. Let's try to make it happen next season. And I think Neymar was genuine. I think there will be discussions in Paris. They've already happened about, can we do it? Can we bring Messi if Messi wants to come? If he's really on a free transfer, obviously there will be a signing on fee, but if there's no transfer fee to pay to Barcelona, what can we do? Can we afford him? How much can we pay him? That mean that we have to let Kylian Mbappe leave and go somewhere else? Do we have to let Di Maria go, who's out of contract in the summer? I think all of this is happening in Paris right now, and I think Neymar was very intelligent in the way he said it last night after the game, where he played so well and scored those two goals. Nasser Al Khelaifi, the PSG chairman, was there. They had a huge hug. I was there right by the pitch, and I think Neymar never does things like this without being prepared or without thought about it before, and I think there's certainly something in that for sure.
Gab, not a lot of places that can afford Messi, but PSG is certainly on the list. What do you think of it?
I don't think PSG are on the list of clubs that can afford Messi, to be perfectly honest. I mean, not without selling Mbappe or something like that. Even going back to what Tusquets said about, I would have sold him over the summer. Well, you know what? The club decided, do you mean you would have sold him or you would have let him go for nothing, like supposedly wanted to do? Because you would have found people who were willing to take Messi on a free. But this whole idea of selling him, of actually getting money back, whether it's 50 million, 100 million, 150 million, I don't know. I'm highly skeptical that there was anybody who was actually willing to do that, willing to go that far, which is a big part of the reason why Messi ultimately, I think, stuck around in spite of what everybody said. So, even somebody like Paris Saint-Germain, they still live in a world of financial fair play. They've already been stung by that. They've had to make cuts because of that. So the idea that just because Neymar says so, look, hey, Kylian, bye-bye, go away, go somewhere else, go to United or Real Madrid, and we'll take Messi here, I don't know. I just don't see the numbers adding up, unless, of course, Messi's willing to take a dramatic pay cut and move somewhere else. And of course, that would be a game changer. But that's something we very, very rarely see. And look, rightly so. He's entitled to earn whatever people are willing to pay him.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.